Hi y'all, Tina Robertson here. I want to talk to you about lapbooking today because it is something that we have used in our homeschool journey as enrichment, and because pictures are really worth 1,000 words, I really feel like showing you some of the ones that we have done will really help you to feel inspired to use them in your homeschool day. Now, I don't want to give anybody the wrong impressions here, okay, because I am not a crafty person. And sometimes I know it may be hard to think otherwise when you see some of the lap books that we have created. But really, it was out of my desire to move past a straitjacket view of homeschooling. And when I mean straitjacket view, what I'm talking about is making learning come alive. When I first started homeschooling, I did like a lot of new homeschoolers do, and that is I just used workbooks and whatever the curriculum told me to do. But then I realized I was really losing my children's interest. And so I had to move past my comfort zone. And that was one of the motivating factors for us to include lapbooking in our homeschool journey. And so I want to show you some of them today and want to explain what a lapbook is so that you can visually understand and learn from them as we created our lapbooks. Here's one of the ones that we did about the rainforest. And as you can see, what a lapbook is, it includes all of your children's work, or all that you want to include, I should say. Probably not all of it, because you're definitely going to do more than what really is here in the lapbook. But it really is a visual to the things that your child or your children enjoyed learning about a particular unit. And also, I feel that lapbooking is a great tool to help in memorizing. Sometimes memorization can just be plain boring. And I really like memorization. I think it's a valuable tool in homeschooling, and it's so much more fun when it's done in a visually appealing way. So, no, I don't think lapbooking is just for young children. I think lapbooking is something that even older children need to learn, even up to high school. My high schooler also did lapbooks, because it is not something that is just for a crafty person. And so here's the one, like I was telling you earlier, that we did on the rainforest. And so they decided what would go on the outside of their lap books. And you can see that each child is different how they want to decorate it. Here's one of my sons. Here's another one of my sons where they added what they thought was, what should go on the front of their lap books. Now, when you open it up, this one's not cooperating with me here for just a minute, but when you open it up, you can see that we went ahead and created mini books based on the different topics that we were studying about. And the thing with lapbooking is that it can be as creative, like I was explaining, as you want your child to be, or not. I really don't feel like I should have to force my sons to be crafty if they don't want to. The delight should be in learning and being able to use this as something proud to look back and to show others, look what I learned, or look what I did. I want my sons to be able to pick this up and say, hey, I want to learn about this again. Let me look back through here. So I created these mini books based on things that I wanted them to learn about. And so they had the animals, and then I created this little mini page where they could just check off and write a little bit about this particular animal. And then each topic, of course, is covered in here. And labeling, we had a little bit of geography. Then some of the mini books, I typed out some information for them, because I do feel that lap books are a teaching aid for a teacher, for example, to tell her children, okay, this is what I want you to remember. It would be no different if a teacher, say, prepared flashcards or something else like that in her classroom. So the facts are the things that I wanted my sons to remember, then I went ahead and included them here in the mini books. And then this here talks about what is the Amazon. And so some of it they used that was typed out, and then some of it, like I said, they added their own information to it. And here's the canopy, and just thought of different ways of bringing the learning alive for my sons. And of course, this one ends up being a big one. And so here's a way, whoops, let me flip this back up for you. Here's where they put reports. And it's just so much more fun to learn about these things when they can put them in a way like this instead of just putting them in a book like this instead of just saying, okay, here's my book report. That's not really inspiring. But if they can put them in a something that's fun and visually appealing, then all of a sudden they become not quite as reluctant, I should say, to write. So they can add their writing to it, and then of course all other types of lap books to them and mini books. So this is the one on the Amazon that I want to show you about. You can see that it got rather big. And then another one that we did that I want to show you about real quick, and I don't know what you really call this one. Lap booking, file foldering, notebooking. I'm not really sure what the term is on this one. And that's the beauty of lap booking, is that it can really be anything that you want it to be for your family and for your children, as creative or not as you want it to be. So don't ever feel stressed about doing one. And another valuable another advantage, I should say, to lap booking is that you have something to look back upon for the year. Now, it's probably not a good reason to start lap booking because, say, you live in a state or a country that requires proof that you're homeschooling and record keep and these types of things. But lap booking really is a way to show proof of what you have been doing. And here's one that we did on the American Civil War. And also, all three of my sons did this one. So don't make it stressful on yourself by thinking, okay, I have 5 children, that's 5 lap books. I would probably be crazy too. So the more children you have, sometimes it's just easier to do just one and everybody makes a contribution to it. And that's what we did on the American Civil War. And we just added the books that we wanted to, and the information, we went through it, and each one of them, added whatever they wanted to about the particular topic, whether it was coloring a map, again, a little bit of a geography of it, a little bit of facts about it. And then we talked about who the famous leaders of the Civil War were. Then here's some work that my younger sons did when we talked about the U.S. penny. It included coloring. And then another part that I wanted to add to my lap book, let me flip over here and show you this part, is we wanted to do a little bit of a study. I hope I'm not turning too fast for you, but I just wanted to flip over here. Here's a game between the 2 presidents, and it has a little pieces in here too. I'll flip back to some of these pages, but what I wanted to show you here was we included a study about Texas because we live in Texas, and I knew that we needed to cover some of this with my sons. So we actually included within the lap book another lap book. Does that make sense? And so we had the little file folder in here where we had some of the background information about Texas. And it included a game. Let me put this down right here so I can get this. There you go. Hope this comes good. It included a game. It included a game here that they could play and could just lay out. I didn't really have to supervise any of it, but I left it right here in the lap book so they can grab it, play it, and actually just learn independently. They can just review this as much as they want to. So it's better to have a flat surface when you're getting this information in because you can handle it easier on a flat surface. But I'd like to leave it kind of up like this so that you can see what's all included in here. And then here we talked about the different parts of Texas, north, south, east, and west, and then just the Texas state symbols. And then like I said, I added this here I use clear duct tape. I like clear duct tape because I think it does a better job of holding everything together. And the same way here on the back, I use clear duct tape. I bind it here and I put it here. Now I will show you how I added these file folders together. I'll have a link either at the bottom of this video or on my website. So, and by the way, my website for these lap books is Tina's Dynamic Homeschool. Now my blog is Tina's Dynamic Homeschool Plus. So I don't want you to get the two confused there because I have basically those 2 sites. Well, I actually have another one, but that's not about lap booking. These 2 that I want you to know about is my blog, and then the one where I share my lap books and my mini books for free is Tina's Dynamic Homeschool. So let me open this back up to some of the other pages that I wanted you to see, because, and this is one page that I wanted you to see here. This one is where my middle son wrote about Harriet Tubman. But if you will notice, this is nothing more, let me unfold it here for you. This is nothing more than just a worksheet. And so we just folded it in a fun way, put it down here at the bottom, and then just put a little cover page on the top of it. So worksheets can go into the lap books. And again, it's just a way of kind of, I call it my cheese on my broccoli. That's what I call it, this type of learning. It just really makes something a little bit more palatable for your child, because they're like, okay, I want to go ahead and I want to learn about this. Well, if you put it in a fun way like this, well, then they're actually going to be drawn to it and want to look back over it and do it. So this here is nothing but just a worksheet folded in a way. And I also have a link, and I'll show you how I did that and got that here on this lap book. But anyway, as you can see, this is nothing more than just file folders. We also use material that we have left over. We use material that we have left over, like the little leather, to use some of the binding of this. So that's another lap book. I want to show you one more lap book. I have several of them here, but I chose them because I wanted you to see the different types of shapes that could go into. This one is about medieval Japan. And I just printed them off, like I said, just exactly, just for this video. I printed them off because I wanted you to see how the different shapes could be, and how it really does make the learning come alive. And here again, this talks about the geography of Japan. Here's a trifold. Anything that you would want to be able to go into this fan one could go into the fan one. Here's the one where we compared medieval Japan to medieval Europe. I used a Venn diagram on that. So it really is, lapbooking really is a fun way to really make learning come alive. And I just want to show you these few of, I don't know, I think I've lost track of how many we have done now, probably over 30, and still counting. We're still doing them because I just really feel it's a great learning tool to have in your homeschool. On the next video, I would like to share with you how I come about with these ideas, how I put these ideas on lapbooking, and most of it comes from what I want my sons to learn. But certainly, do not take from this that I am crafty. I don't really feel that I am a crafty person. More than anything, I love my sons, and I want my sons to enjoy learning, and I want learning to come alive. And that really is the motivating factor for the lapbooks. So I hope this visual helps you with some of the reasons why we bring lapbooks into our homeschool day. So thanks for watching, and I hope you watch the next video.